Now that our pivot's all set up, let's go ahead and look at advanced features of camera control using both custom controls and using our memory system as well. So when we go to our virtual panel, what we want to do is set up a position so that when we store a memory, we can also recall with that memory the camera functions as well. Is use ME1 to set up a 2-box, and we'll put the pivot in one of the boxes. Flipping over to the Live Assist area and selecting Key 1, we'll select the first source, and it could be our anchor that we have selected. Now on the program, just to make it easier while we're setting this up, we'll go ahead and put ME1 on air and get rid of that other key. So with this 2-box, we're going to change the source on the right to be the pivot. So selecting Key 4, which has our pivot, and again I could have done that in the menu as well, and we'll go ahead and put the pivot camera in there. Now before we store this memory, we're going to want to recall the shot that we want recalled at the exact same time, and have recalled that shot, which is the position that it's in now. When we go to our memory area and we go to store memory 2 but just on ME1, and we're going to highlight memory 2 for storing, bank 0, memory 2. We have a mode in which we want it to recall. We're going to set it to program so it recalls it instantly and doesn't do it with an effects dissolve or the memory AI mode. We want to make sure that the camera is enabled so that it will recall the camera as well. We're not going to change any of the media stores, and on ME1 all of our attributes are set to recall. So let's go ahead, and with that enabled, we'll now store this to memory 2, and we store it. On the recall side, all of our attributes to be in the do what the memory says. Call memory 0 on ME1, it recalls memory 0. If we recall memory 2, it recalls memory 2. We change the location of our camera. So now we recall memory 2. It also goes and tells our pivot camera to recall its memory location as well. And with that memory, I just make sure that I've recalled it before storing the memory. And that will tell the memory to make sure to recall the camera to this position automatically. The next thing that we want to do with our positions or our controls is we want to look at using the custom control macro system. So we're going to go menu, we're going to go to the custom control macro system, and we're going to go to the editor tab. Bank 4, custom control 1, and here we have an empty custom control. Now we could start recording and then all the button presses will be learned, or we can essentially do an offline event. So we can go ahead and modify that list and now start to insert individual items. We want to control elements and build recalls. So we can go to our devices, we can take our camera, and now I can insert custom controls to store a specific shot, to recall a specific shot, to recall a shot fast, and to halt all cameras. So recall shot and recall shot fast are in reference to our ability with different cameras to actually send commands to recall based on the shot speed or recall as fast as the camera will want. We're going to use the recall shot because that's how the pivot functions. From here, we select a list of our pivot cameras. So we only have the one connected, so we'll pick it. If it was a chain on the list, you'd be able to specify the specific camera in that chain. There is only one, so we only have to worry about one. The change type is always absolute with shots. So here we're going to insert recall shot 1. We're going to hit enter. And we're going to insert that event. Now, this won't recall the camera shot at this instance because we're doing an offline edit, because we're not in record mode, we're just in the editing insertion mode. Let's go ahead and make a shot recall for 1, 2, and 3 so we can have buttons that will recall 1, 2, and 3. However, we're going to want to make sure to insert a pause. We'll go to Special, we'll go to Pause, we'll put in a 2-frame pause. That inserts next, and then we want to do a bus assignment, so bus source, and on ME2, which is our program ME, on the preset bus, we're going to select our pivot camera, and we're going to insert that. When this custom control is selected, it's going to recall the pivot to shot 1 and put it on the preset bus for us so it's ready to go to air as soon as the shot is ready. Simple custom control, but makes it easier than having to navigate, spin the knob, and select a button. We're going to go ahead, come up here into the title, and let's call this Pivot R1. Now, I want to do this for all my subsequent shots, so I want to build 3 of these. I could go through and do these steps again, or I can use the function above to go ahead and copy this custom control. So now that we're done in the event editor, let's select it, let's copy, and now we'll go to Bank 4, Custom Control 2, and we'll copy it to that location. Now that we're on it, let's rename it now to Recall 2. Double click on the original event. It will bring up the editor automatically. And now we can go ahead and change the shot 2 and use the replace function to replace that command. Now that that's done, let's go ahead and copy again and send that to Bank 4 Custom Control 3. We're going to rename that to Pivot Recall 3. And now we want to go ahead and change that to shot 3, replace, and we're done. When we look back at our panel from the shot box, when we're in Bank 4, now we've got our 3 shots that we've set up. Look at our selection in our multi-viewer. If we go and have a different source in preview, when we run that first recall, it recalls the 1, put it in preview for us so that we can go ahead and transition it on air when we're ready. And now we're going to go to our second position for the pivot camera. We recall our macro, which will recall the shot for us, put it in preview, and makes it available to perform a transition. And of course, the exact same thing could happen with shot 3. Goes to our next stand-up location, had it selected for us, and we can go ahead and transition over to that shot. Thanks again for watching this tutorial. And if there's anything we can do in the future, just send it to us at switchers@rossvideo.com, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. All right, have a great day.